Hi, this is a video about creating a list to send to the airlines. Okay, this happens to be, we're looking at what Southwest usually sends. It's an Excel based form that you fill everything in and then they load it automatically into their system. So let's take a look at what they're looking for. They want last name, first name, middle name, they don't want any periods in there, and suffix like senior or junior, but not Mr. or Mrs. This is for their use, just leave it alone. Then they want birth month, birthday, birth year, gender, redress. I don't know anybody that's got a redress number. They'll let you know if they do. And KTN, which is known traveler number, and that's part of the registration this year for Austin skiers. So let's see how we're going to get this information. So here we're looking at a steamboat trip from 2015, and was a good example. Make sure you're looking at current registrations. See there, make sure you're looking at all of them. And you go up here and go to Export Registrants. And we want to export to Excel. And we only want certain pieces of information so that we don't clutter it up. So we're going to start with the date of birth, gender. This is ID, first name, middle name, and last name. These are their legal names that they put into their record, into their profile. These first name and last name might be something a little different. It might be a nickname for first name. We want the ones that say ID. We want the TSA known traveler number right over here. And we scroll down a little bit, and we want the registration type so we can sort out full trips from ground only. So we hit export, and this just takes a few minutes, and mine shows up down in the left corner here. You can't see it, it's off the screen. I'll close this, and I double click it. And it opens up, and so here we have the information. We're going to tighten it up a little bit, so click up here in the left corner so that highlights everything, and come over to Format and say Auto Fit Row Height, then do Format again, Auto Fit Column Width, and now it's a more condensed version. We can scroll down and see that we have everything. So we're going to click somewhere in the top row, doesn't matter, just as long as it's one of the gray ones here. We come up here to Data, hit Sort. Make sure it says this box is checked. Data has headers. We open this up, we find registration type, and we're going to sort it from A to Z. We hit OK, and now we see we have all the full trips up here, and the ground onlys are down here. So we're going to highlight the ground onlys and hit the delete key. Just take them out because we don't need them. This is for the airlines. Okay, so now we see we have date of birth. But on the form, they wanted date of birth, and we can get rid of this column G too. So just click on the G there and hit delete again. So we're going to move date of birth. You saw date of birth was, they wanted it separated month, day, and year. We're going to highlight it. We're going to hit Control and the X. We're going to come over and click right in the G, top of the G, and we'll hit Control and V for paste, and we've moved it over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 3 more columns, month, date, year, to match the form. And for month, we're going to click in that box, and we're going to come over here to formulas and find date and time formulas and the word month. We click month, then we click on the actual date of birth, and we click OK. So it shows you extracted the 2 out of the date. We're going to same thing. We're going to find here. We're going to go to formulas, date and time, and they call it day. And we click on the date of birth again, and we click OK. And then we do the same thing here. We're going to go find date and time, and the formula is year. We click on the date of birth again. And so we've extracted the month, day, and year. So we're going to highlight those 3. We're copying the formulas. We hold the Control key and hit C. Then we come and highlight that row, that column. And we hit the Control key and hit V, holding it down. And now we've got them all highlighted, all separated. So now we're going to highlight all of them. we're going to do Control C again, copying again. Then we're going to come up and click on the Home tab and the paste. We want to paste values. That converted all the formulas to actual numbers. So now we can click on G, which is date of birth, highlight it, and just hit the delete key. So that takes that out of there. So we now have, and we can take the gender over here, Control copy, or let's do Control X to move it, and we can put gender there. And now all we can have to do is copy these things into the form that Southwest sent. So they wanted to start with last name, so we're going to start with the last name. We're going to do Control C for copy. We're going to go to the form, and we're just going to put it in the first box there and hit Control V, and there's all the names. And then we can do the same thing. We can just go back and forth copying it right into the form. And when you're all done, you save it and you send it to Southwest and you follow the directions.